Now let's see the explanation of this poem stanza. Right? We will read out stanza number 1. The poem, No Men Are Foreign. We will read stanza number 1. Remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniform, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk on is like this in which we shall lie. Now this first stanza of this poem describes about the people around the globe, the people who live in different countries or nations. The poet or the composer says that we have to remember. Here the term remember is used. Always keep this in our mind that the people whoever lives around us in different countries, different nations, around our country, they are not strange. Whenever an outsider comes in our country, in our place, we call them stranger. But the poet says here, remember, that means always keep in mind that the outsiders are not the strangers. They should not be considered as strangers. And no country foreign. When people go abroad, we say that they have gone into foreign country. So the poet here says that there are no countries which are, strange, which are different, or which we can consider foreign country. Why? There is a point why the composer of this poem says that people are not strangers. Second, countries are not foreign countries. The point is, beneath all uniform, a single body breathes. Now, in the second line of stanza number 1, the poet speaks about the differences in the uniform. People wear different costumes, different dresses, different uniforms. They have different dress codes. But what about the body? The body is the same. The human body, which breathes beneath that uniform or dress, is almost the same. That also means that the structure or the appearance of that body is same. If you see a man in our country, he has got the same structure as the people in other country. That means the appearance, the structure, or the physical structure of the body remains the same. Then where is the difference? The difference is in the costume. The difference is in the dress code. The difference is in the outward appearance. So, if we are having one single body that breathes, singular body structure that is alive within us, then no men are stranger. Then no countries are foreign to us. And in the third line, the poet says that like ours, they have the land in which they walk on. That means not only the body or the structure of human body is same, but the earth, the land, the ground is also same. Have you ever seen the difference in the land or the soil? Yes, we can have some sort of difference, but almost the surface of the earth is same. Almost the soil, the earth, the land is same everywhere. So the author says, the poet says that the earth, the geographical features, land, ground, all of them are same everywhere. And it is same in which we shall die. So the poet, due to these points, says that no men are stranger. Stranger means unknown person, unfamiliar person, a person who we don't know. So the poet says, no men are stranger, no countries are foreign. Now moving to the next stanza, stanza number 2. The poet further speaks about the oneness, the similarity that we have and the other country people have. Now, let me read out. They too, aware of sun, air, and water, are fed by peaceful hearts, by wars long winter starve. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. Now the poet speaks about some of the important elements of the nature which is essential for our survival. We see here 3 things are essential: sun, air, water, and other thing is food, which is most important for our survival. Now the poet speaks that the people who live in other country, who live in other nation, they are aware of sun. That means sun will be same. There also air will be same. There also water will be same. There also, so the natural elements, they do not differentiate between the people. They are same for all the people of earth. Now, the poet says that they feed on the peaceful harvest. The people who live in the different countries or nations, they also survive in the peaceful harvest, due to the peaceful harvest. And war causes destruction, not only to the lives, properties, but it destroys the harvest and causes starvation. After long starvation, people want to enjoy the peaceful harvest. People want to have peaceful harvest. Their hands are ours, and in their lives we read. Now this line says that as we have our own hands, likewise they have their own hands. Same structure of hands, same functioning of hands. They work with their hands like us. They labor with their hands like us and cultivate food for their survival. And labor is not different from our own. Their labor, their hard work is not different from our own. As we are working hard, as we are putting efforts in, they also work like us. They also hard work like us. So where is the difference? Difference is in the language, difference is in the culture, difference is in the dress code. So the difference is in the outward appearance, but in the physical structure or physical feature we are almost same. And not only that, in the geographical features, everything is same everywhere. We will see the explanation of poem number 6, No Men Are Foreign, written by James Kirkhart. Before we get into the explanation, let us see some of the important things about this poem. Like the theme of the poem, which is the main theme with which the poem deals. So here are the theme of this poem. Theme of this poem is oneness of mankind. This refers to the common things, common features of mankind that makes them to represent oneness. So we understand the theme of oneness of mankind and superficial differences which are created by man himself. Now, what are superficial differences? Differences based on color, creed, race, clan, language, dresses, religion. So these are all called the superficial differences or discrimination that we have created, that man had created. This poem has the theme of universal love, brotherhood and unity. The theme of universal love, brotherhood and unity is highlighted through the medium of this poem by the poet. Now let's see the appropriateness of title. You see here the title of the poem, No Men Are Foreign. Is this title appropriate? Yes. Why this title is appropriate? Because if you go through the poem, it speaks about mankind. It speaks about people. It speaks about human beings who live in different countries and nations. So, the poem deals with the mankind. It deals with the universal brotherhood, love, harmony, unity, despite of the superficial differences such as color, creed, race, clan, language, dresses. It speaks about the oneness and the commonality of mankind. So, the content of the poem or the theme of the poem match with the title of the poem. So therefore, the title is apt and appropriate. On what basis? Content, theme, or the gist or the substance of the poem supports the title. Therefore, the title is appropriate. Moving to the message or the central idea of the poem. we can see the message of universal peace, unity, harmony is highlighted through the medium of this poem. The poet is in favor of universal peace. The poet advocates universal peace and harmony. The poet is in favor that we should maintain peace and harmony with the people around us, with the nations around us. We should not fight. We should not go for battle. We should not war. We should not have war happen in between us. The poet wants peace, unity, harmony, and brotherhood. And he kept humanity above all man-made differences. The poet holds the opinion that humanity is above all other man-made or man-created differences. Humanity is the core value of mankind. So, this message of humanity, oneness of mankind, universal peace, harmony, and unity is the message that the poet wants to convey through the medium of this poem. No men are foreign. In the stanza number 3, the poet again uses the word remember to put more emphasis on the unity and the oneness of mankind. He uses the word remember. That literally means to put that thing in our mind, to keep that thing in our mind. So he says that, remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Now in this stanza number 3, the poet speaks about the foreign people, the people who live in different countries or nations. The poet speaks about their eyes. They have got eyes just like ours that sleep at night and wake in the morning. That means the procedure of day and night is same in the other countries, in the other nations, as just like in our country. So there is a common way of life in the planet, on the earth. They also sleep like us. They also get up in the morning like us. And then the poet speaks about the strength of the people. That we sometimes think that we are all powerful, we are mighty, and we can gain strength. No. All the people on the earth, all the nations of the country on the earth, they are also mighty and powerful like us. But their strength and their power can be won by love. It is not by war, it is not by battle, it is not by defeating the others. We can win their strength. We can win their strength by love. In every land, life is common. That means the poet says that in any part of the globe, in any part of the earth, life is common. Lifestyle may be different. The way of living life may be different, but life is common. They also sleep like us. They also get up in the morning like us. They also go for work like us. Their hands also labor like us, work like us. So there is a common life of people upon the earth, but lifestyle, language, uniform, dress code, culture, tradition may be different, but life is common. That all can recognize and understand. And this common life is understandable to all. All the human beings, they understand the common way of life, the common life that is prevalent and ongoing upon this earth. All of the people, they understand it and recognize it. Now let's move on to stanza number 4. Let us remember. Once again, the poet is reminding us, let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, and condemn. Remember, we who take arm against each other. Now in stanza number 4, the poet is coming into a very serious matter. Now what's that serious matter is, let us remember, again poet wants to emphasize that keep this in our mind. We should remember it always, whenever we are told to hate our brothers. Now, this is a very serious issue. There is a serious matter here that the poet tells. The poet tells that we are taught to hate our brothers. We are taught, we are told to hate others. During that time, let us remember, during that time, we should remember that if we are hating our brothers and sisters, it is ourselves that we are dispossessing and betraying and condemning. It is not that we are hating others, we are hating ourselves. We are betraying ourselves. We are dispossessing ourselves. We are condemning ourselves. So remember not to hate our brothers and sisters. And in the last line, the poet says that, remember, we who take arms against each other. It is spoken about the weapons. It is spoken about the war that we make with each other. In stanza number 4, we have seen in the last line that the poet speaks about taking arms or weapon against each other. In poem or in stanza number 5, the poet continues with that same point, that if we take arms or weapon against each other, if we pick up weapons against each other, then what would be the consequence and what would happen if the war or battle breaks out? See here, it is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outweigh the innocence of air that is everywhere, our own. Remember, no men are foreign, and no countries strange. In this last stanza, the poet speaks about the ill effect of war and battle. In war, we use weapons, arms, bombs, explosives, and all these things causes mass destruction. The destruction is caused all over the world. It affects the life, property, and the atmosphere or the environment of earth. And if we wage war against each other, if we continue to battle against each other, then the destruction is caused. And due to that destruction, the earth is polluted or defiled. Defiled, that means to be polluted, to be polluted or impure. So, war and battle causes not only huge destruction of life, property, and damage to environment, it pollutes the earth, it pollutes the soil, it pollutes the air, it pollutes the environment. How? The harmful gases, the harmful chemicals that is released in the explosions, they add pollution to the air, fresh air. The dust particle that emits in the war, it causes death, it causes harm to the innocent people. So, in other words, the environment is being polluted by war, by the use of weapons, by the use of explosives, and the air is also polluted. Therefore, the author says that we should not pick up arms or weapons against each other. And in the last line, he again picks up that same word, remember. That means keep in mind always that no men are foreign and no countries strange. The thing that we have to remember always or get that in our mind is no men are foreign, no countries are strange. And if we go on thinking like that, we will never be able to fight with each other. We will never be able to hate each other. We will never go for war against each other. Why? Because we are not strangers. We are not foreigners. All men